General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, April 29th, paint a portrait of betrayal, desperation, and the lengths to which our favorite Port Charles residents will go to protect or expose themselves. In this two-part narrative, we dig deep into every twist, every motivated deception, and every heartbeat of drama that is set to explode on the canvas of the nurses' ball week. The horrifying discovery and the calm after the storm. Carly Spencer stands at the threshold of a sickroom that has become the epicenter of Port Charles conspiracy. The camera lingers on her face as she steps forward, heart pounding in her ears. A fake nurse, an imposter, has been wreaking havoc across General Hospital's wards, and tonight's confrontation has pushed the masquerade to its climax. When Carly slowly lifts her gaze from the floor, the horror strikes. There, in the pale clinical light, lies the body of Sonny Corinthos, at least, what appears to be his lifeless form. Time seems frozen. Memories of their decades-long, tempestuous love affair flash in Carly's mind. Secret apologies in the crypt, whispered promises under candlelight, the bitter fallout when loyalty shattered. Now, in this sterile room, it looks as though it's all come to an end. But grit your teeth, dear viewers. Sonny may be breathing. He is still alive. The revelation hits Carly like a thunderbolt. Relief warps to confusion. How could a man so fiercely alive be reduced to this? And more pressingly, how did he orchestrate such an audacious charade? As Sonny stirs and opens his eyes, he offers Carly a hoarse whisper of reassurance. He brushes a strand of hair from her forehead and smiles, a slow, practiced curve of his lips that suggests mastery over every dangerous maneuver he has ever undertaken. The imposter nurse? She may have paid the ultimate price, dead, or at least rendered unconscious by Sonny's merciless retaliatory strike. Or perhaps, as always, there's another layer, a stage takedown designed to draw out the true mastermind. For tonight, Sonny knows that revealing too much could jeopardize his plan. Instead, he leans close, voice low. Brennan is behind this. Carly's heart stutters. Jack Brennan, the enigmatic leader of the WSB, has been an occasional ally, sometimes adversary, in the battle lines of Port Charles's underworld. If Brennan stands above the rogue nurse, if he ordered her deadly infiltration of General Hospital, then no one is safe. A flicker of fear passes over Carly's face. She recalls Sonny's litany of warnings over the years, how Brennan's intelligence network spares no detail, how his reach extends into every corner. And yet, she trusts Sonny implicitly. When he says fake death, he means it. He means to vanish from public view, to let Brennan believe he is gone, to lure the puppet master into revealing his hand. Carly nods, determination hardening her eyes. She will carry out her role in this ruse, to grieve, to proclaim his death to the world, to watch Brennan's worry evolve into reckless action. Only then can Sonny, and by extension, she finally expose Brennan's machinations. And when that time comes, Port Charles will know whose side Sonny Corinthos truly fights on. For now, the stage is set. A city in mourning, a crime lord presumed dead, and one widow faking a broken heart. The blood test of maternal love, Alexis versus. Meanwhile, compounds of guilt explode behind the closed doors of the Davis mansion. Alexis Davis, attorney-at-law and matriarch to two extraordinary daughters, slumps under the weight of her decisions. Her eldest, Christina Corinthos Davis, has discovered dusty legal papers, documents that would have committed her mother's daughter to a psychiatric institution against her will. The betrayal cut deeper than a scalpel. In the hush of dusk, Alexis kneels before Christina, voice trembling. She apologizes, a word Alexis rarely utters, but tonight it rings with genuine contrition. She confesses the full breadth of her plan, the meetings with Diane Miller, the forged signatures, the bars on the window, all meant to ensure Christina's safety when she was spiraling after Aiden's tragic accident. But confession arises amidst a fresh betrayal, Alexis reveals that she stayed the legal hearing at the last moment only because of a clandestine pact with Ava Jerome. Ava, siren of Port Charles, master manipulator, holds Alexis's darkest secret as leverage. Without Ava's silence, the psychiatric papers would have destroyed Christina's life. A crack forms in Christina's composure. Rage and disbelief dance over her features as she shouts, "You used me, and then you handed me over to her." The notion that her mother treated her mind as property, that she was bartered like chattel, that realization burns hotter than any courtroom reprimand. Alexis pleads for understanding, that every action was meant to protect Christina from self-destruction, from the psychiatric wards, from herself. "I didn't know how else to help you," she whispers. But Christina's mind races. Ava Jerome tried to extort money. She threatened to expose Alexis's dark past. She sabotaged every attempt at real reconciliation. No, this cannot stand. In a heartbeat of pure instinct, Christina grabs the heavy, gilded letter opener from the mahogany desk. The silver blade flashes in low light. Alexis gasps. There is no time to negotiate. Fear warps into resolution as Christina confronts Ava, who has been lurking just outside the study, drawn by the scent of confrontation. One moment of uncontrolled anger, one stab. Ava falls, crimson staining her white blouse. The world tilts. Alexis's scream echoes through the corridors as she rushes to her daughter's side. Christina stands above Ava's body, hands shaking, face ashen. She has crossed a line from which there is no return. In that moment, mother and daughter both realize the law they both know so well cannot contain this crime. But for now, the deed is done, and Port Charles must brace for the fallout. The WSB's unwilling agent, Jocelyn's moral crossroads. Under the watchful eye of Vaughn, Jocelyn Jacks moves through university halls that smell of chalk and ambition. Her assignment from the WSB is clear: infiltrate Professor Henry Dalton's research and unearth the data that could sway an upcoming federal initiative. The tools at her disposal are clandestine recordings, covert meetings, and, perhaps most treacherous, her own vulnerability. Vaughn's words reverberate in her mind. You don't refuse a task. He is the handler, the puppeteer, and despite her loathing for the WSB's ruthless methods, Jocelyn cannot risk refusal. She has no illusions. The WSB has debts to collect, and she is next on the ledger. Professor Henry Dalton, with his tweed jackets and allied curiosity, seems the quintessence of academic integrity. Yet rumors swirl, bribed by corporate sponsors, willing to bend ethical boundaries for grant money, rumors that Jocelyn must confirm or refute. She arranges an after-hours meeting in his office under the guise of discussing her thesis project. Dalton's gaze warms when she enters. He compliments her research acumen, leans forward in an intimate gesture. "Jocelyn, you're brilliant. I could use an assistant with your talent." He pauses, eyes flicking downward, then continues, softly, "There could be more opportunities." Jocelyn's spine stiffens. The implication is clear: sexual favors in exchange for the coveted assistant position. She tastes bile in her throat. Yet refusal risks angering Dalton, who may retract his support or worse, expose her WSB ties to his allies. As she hesitates, Emma Scorpio Drake bursts in a whirlwind of righteous fury. Emma has her own designs on Dalton's endorsement and won't see her best friend fall prey to his advances. With righteous indignation, Emma accuses Dalton of harassment, demanding Jocelyn's offer be rescinded. Dalton, affronted, retreats behind a veneer of scholarly detachment. "This is preposterous, Ms. Drake. I was only offering professional guidance." His tone chills the room. Jocelyn watches Emma's fierce defense and realizes something vital. Solidarity is her strongest weapon. She steps forward, voice steady. "Professor, if my work is good enough, it should stand on its own, no favors required." Without another glance, she turns on her heel and walks away, leaving Dalton's stunned silence to echo through his book-lined sanctuary. In that moment, Jocelyn makes an unspoken pact with Emma. They will face the WSB together or not at all. By rejecting Dalton's misconduct, she risks losing her cover, but preserves her integrity and, perhaps, finds a new ally in Emma Scorpio Drake. Danger in the Ashfords' midst, Jordan's secret exposed. Across town, the Ashford household braces for a different kind of storm. Jordan Ashford, detective and daughter of Curtis, unearthed a plot to expose her latest undercover operation. She managed to avert suspicion, but at a cost. Someone now knows she is not merely a beat cop, but an embedded agent within a powerful smuggling ring. Curtis Ashford, weary from nights on call, receives the news like a punch to the gut. He has always protected Jordan, taught her the value of law and order above all. Yet now his daughter's secret placement places her directly in harm's way. A bulletin arrives. Jordan's cover identity has been compromised. An anonymous tip warns that the ring's enforcers have been alerted. They will come for her not to question, but to silence the threat. Curtis races through Port Charles's streets, siren blaring. Memories flash of Jordan's first day at the police academy, the uniform crisp, the spark in her eyes. He realizes that tonight, he must be both father and partner, both protector and strategist. He pulls Jordan from her mother's waiting embrace. "We need to move now." His voice is steel. Jordan nods, adrenaline igniting her senses. Together, they race toward the docks, toward the very warehouse where Jordan first infiltrated the ring. There, in the cavernous expanse, the enforcers lurk, shadows shifting among shipping crates. When they emerge, weapons drawn, father and daughter stand back to back, ready for the fight of their lives. With Curtis's years of experience and Jordan's insider knowledge, they turn the warehouse into a battleground. Bullets ricochet, echoes crack through steel beams. Jordan's heart pounds with fear and exhilaration. She never knew how close she'd come to drawing blood. At last, the enforcers retreat, either wounded or outnumbered. Curtis helps Jordan to her feet, wiping sweat and tears from her cheek. "You did good," he says. She looks to him, knowing that no undercover assignment is worth her life, but also understanding that justice demands a price. Port Charles, weep and rejoice. As dawn breaks, Port Charles emerges from one of its darkest nights. Carly prepares her public eulogy. Alexis and Christina brace for the fallout of a crime between mother and daughter. Jocelyn and Emma forge an unlikely alliance. Curtis and Jordan live to see another sunrise. Each thread of this tapestry of deceit and devotion binds our favorite characters inextricably together. Loyalties will be tested. Alliances will shift. And through it all, General Hospital continues to remind us that in Port Charles, no secret stays buried forever, no wound remains unscarred, and every heartbeat can become the prelude to salvation or destruction. Stay tuned as spoilers unfold and shocking truths come to light on Tuesday, April 29th, because in Port Charles, anything is possible.